It's December 25th, 2023, and you're watching Co-op for Two, broadcasting live from Champaign, Illinois on Christmas. And there's some snow in the studio here. Today we're going to play something. The audience is going to help decide. Let me just check in with the chat, make sure everything's okay, audio's okay, video's okay. We've got some of our regular customers here and some new people. Sonia and Anna Garcia is back with us, and Theo Colley. Okay, let's do a little bit of catching up before we get started. I am curious to hear what you guys have been up to on Christmas, if you got any good gifts. We have been playing recently on the channel. Our big game for the holiday is The Hidden Listener by Cozy Killer. That's a 12-part game. We've played the first 2 episodes. Tomorrow we'll play the 3rd one. If you are interested in playing along with something quite epic and unusual, you can still catch up on those previous 2 episodes and join us tomorrow, and then we'll be playing that another 8 episodes of it in the next couple of weeks. And then yesterday we started a new case of Dear Holmes, the play-by-mail game, and got a really quite cool introduction to a new case. So we're sort of multitasking here, which is one of the reasons I want to pitch the idea of playing something on the less taxing side, something that we're a little bit familiar with. And in general, when we do these unplanned streams where I don't give advance notice about what we're going to play, my inclination is to play a game from a series that we've already played before, so that people who are particularly interested in joining for a very specific game have enough knowledge about those games. But let's check in with the chat a little bit more. Matt says for Christmas he got Arkham LCG. Have a definite love-hate relationship with it. Lots of people love it. Matt says it's one of my favorites. I play with a group. Matt also got a cool book about D&D. A book on playing D&D or the history of D&D. While we're waiting for the chat, I'll just talk about a couple other things. So the other thing to mention is that one of the viewers, Water, has created an online voting system for the channel, which is kind of appropriate for today since we're going to pick one of the games that I have queued up. So let me just show you what that looks like. If you go to Board Game Geek and you find a link to the Co-op for Two Guild, which is here, you'll see, and there's a link to this guild from the About page, as well as a link to the Discord. You can see there's a thread here called Game Queue, 45 pages long. If we click on that, we can see this is the thread where I keep track of the games that we play. Those are all the crossed off ones we've played for the last couple years, and then new games as they come in that we might consider playing. And Water has created this new poll. That's the first link on the thing. If you click that, you get to a web page where you can click what games you're interested in having us play. They're not all there, but most of them are from that thread, and they'll be updated. And you can just indicate what games you're interested in, and then I can have some idea of what people want to see played. It's not a guarantee that I'll play it. First comes my desire to play a game, but then comes the channel's idea. So there's that, and you can sort it by a bunch of things. It's actually quite nice. All right. Matt says it's a D&D book, an art history book about the 5th edition called War and Legends. Okay, pretty cool. Anna Garcia says, I've had a pretty busy holiday season. Still want to catch up on the Cozy Killer series. Hope to tune in tomorrow. All right, so normally when we do these unplanned streams, we just pick one of the dozens of Deadbolt Mystery Society games that I've got stocked up And there are 2 that are Christmas themed. This channel tends to like playing the themed games at the holidays. So the most obvious choice for us today would be to play one of the Deadbolt Mystery Society boxes that are themed for Christmas. I think it's these 2. Stop That Toy and A Stolen Star. We could read about them if we wanted to. And then the other 3 Deadbolt Mystery Society boxes I brought out are the 3 newest ones that we're a little bit behind. So Game Show Murders is the very recent box from December, and then these 2 are the boxes from the previous month. So those would be another natural candidates for us to play tonight. I did bring out my little box of dark stories. This is a game we could play if the channel wanted to play a game where you're actively involved in trying to figure out mysteries. I could read these and you guys could guess questions and try to figure them out. We could do that in addition. This would only take as long as we wanted to play it, maybe a half hour or so. The other option is that we play one of the other many games that I have. Now, I'm a fan of the idea of sort of comfort. Sometimes you watch a TV show for some comfort or whatever. So there are a couple games we could play that would have a sort of comfort factor. One of them would be we could open up the Suspects box, the brand new Suspects box that the channel has played along with me, the previous 2 boxes, the previous 6 cases. So we could open that up. That's on the shelf behind me. Another option is we could open up and play the last Cryptic Killers game that we haven't played. That's the Magic Mirror Casino, which is behind me. Both of those are series that we've played before. If the channel was really interested, we could do something more involved. We could open up that Body of Evidence game, which is a papercraft autopsy that you perform. Or we could play some of the other games that have been waiting in the queue, like the Curious Elevator of Mr. Hinks. That's a puzzle game behind me there. The only trouble with that is I'm not sure how long that will take us, and we only have one night. Same thing with Danger in the Dark. Behind me here is the Orient Express Great Explorer Society from Conundrum box. We could try to play that. I've also got 2 of the fan-made scenarios, one for Bureau of Investigation and one for Mythos Tales, both boxes that we finished on the channel, except for these fan scenarios. So that's another option. I guess if you ask me my advice, I guess my advice is that we play one of the Deadbolt Mystery Society boxes, just because we've got this hidden listener game that we're in the middle of, this epic game, and so maybe we play something that is a known factor. And these are our holiday-themed, Christmas-themed boxes. That says it's Christmas. We have to do a holiday game. All right, so we're going to have a vote now. And then, of course, I've got, stacks of other games that we could play. We could play more of the Unsolved Case Files, a whole bunch of cold case games. Okay, but Matt and Anna both think we should do a holiday-themed game, so that would put us with one of these, if that's what we go with. Stolen Star or Stop That Toy. Matt E. also votes for a known factor. That would be Deadbolt Mystery Society or Cryptic Killers or Suspects. Shall we read about those 2 boxes? Get out. Let me just see if I have the Deadbolt Mystery Society list here somewhere. Let's see what Deadbolt says about those. A Stolen Star says a theft has occurred at the Valley Falls Mall. No stores were robbed, no products were taken. Instead, the thief stole the heart of Christmas itself. A star from atop the mall's giant Christmas tree. What at first glance seems like a harmless prank becomes something else. Never part of their monthly subscription. Difficulty rating 5.5 out of 10. Released as a one-time holiday box from 2021. Okay, 5.5, a little easier than average. That might be a nice thing to do for Christmas. And then we have, what's the other one? About that toy. Stop That Toy is from November 22. 5 of 10, again on the easy side, again released as a 2022 Christmas thing. Christmas Eve, people are getting ready for parties. You're looking for a toy. Danny the Dragon. Don't seem like there's much murder involved in these. These might be a little more family friendly. All right. Let's see, where's our chat? Jonathan says Deadbolt or Suspects, and Tina says I vote Suspects. Theo Colley says Suspects. You guys want to play Suspects, huh? Well, Suspects certainly isn't holiday themed. Let me get down the Suspects box and we can talk about it. So if we did go with Suspects, it's a different series. We haven't played this series yet. It's not been opened. Different, starring a different person. Looks like different art. 3 complete mysteries. Candy Love, that's what we'd be playing here. Frank Mariner, our producer, was thrown off the balcony by a trespasser. We have to find the killer and figure out how he got into the villa. Poor Frank will dedicate the next Candy Love album to him. Looks like maybe this is the theme of this might be, I was going to say they're musicians, but maybe just the first case is musicians. This looks like it's maybe a little bit of Scooby-Doo, like the kids are in charge of this one. Let's see. Matt says, if we play Suspects, just turn the snow effect back on for holiday cheer. Professor ABR says, I'm okay with either of the easier ones you just described, either of the easier Deadbolts. Matt says Deadbolt. For me, I'd like something lighter and easier for a holiday game. That would be my inclination too. Okay, so we're going to vote here. I'm going to vote for... I think I'm going to vote for one of the holiday-themed Deadbolts. That seems like the thing for us to do. Easier means it might be a little shorter. And Suspects, we have a group that have been playing Suspects. Maybe it would be nice to give them some advance notice. But DJ Moneycut says, I've had enough of holiday cheer. I want something dark and disturbing. Okay. Theo Colley says Christmas. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe that means Theo Colley is voting for the Deadbolt Christmas themes. Where is my... Okay, let's see. Okay, we got a couple votes for the Deadbolts, a couple vote for the Mythos Tales fan case, a vote for Suspects. Professor ABR says stop that toy. Jonathan Warner says stop that toy. So far it's looking like we're going to play one of the Deadbolts. Probably stop that toy. Let's see if there are any other votes though. That C is only up there for the, he's only here for the beginning, so he's going to abstain. I think it makes sense for us to play something light and easy and more on the family-friendly side, maybe a little shorter. So I do think we should go with the Deadbolt. We will play the Suspects eventually, and then we've got our serious, heavy, long, epic game continuing tomorrow. So I think that makes sense. So I'm going to stop the voting here. We're going to play Stop That Toy, the light, easy Deadbolt game. We'll probably get through it quickly. Maybe we'll have time. We can play a little game with the audience afterwards of Dark Stories. All right, let me clear this. Come back to the front. Anything else you want to talk about before we get started? Maybe I could just move these off the table somewhere. It is sort of traditional on this channel to play the holiday-themed games when we have a chance. So, it does make sense. All right. Table is cleared. Let's see. Everything is a bit precarious here. And the snow is coming in the windows. Is it snowing where anyone is? Jonathan Warner says, is the Black Dark Stories any different in any way from Crack the Case? Crack the Case and Dark Stories are basically the same. Crack the Case comes in a big box. It's older. It has ranked stories for difficulty, and there's some extra hints that you're able to provide. The Dark Stories are just boiled down versions of the same thing, though. DJ Moneycut says, I went sledding with my family today. I guess that means you got snow there. Professor ABR says, it's raining here. Kids were disappointed it did not snow on Christmas. I can see that. I can see how that would be disappointing. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. Got the solution. Obviously, we're not going to look at that yet. Move this out of the way. All right. Whole bunch of stickers. Don't know why there's doubles of everything. Collector's card, which we don't read. I guess a way for you to give, a sticker for you to give this to someone as a gift. We've got our normal instructions for all the deadbolts. Same instructions for all of them. Combine things, solve everything before you get to the end. Don't be afraid to use hints, use QR codes. Okay, everything we've seen before. Okay, here is our beginning brief. The air outside the toy store is crisp and smells of hot chocolate and pine. You're greeted with jolly holiday music as you walk in and head to a very specific section of the store where you hope a very specific item is waiting. Your stomach sinks as you see the empty shelf. Sold out again. Why is it so hard to find such a simple toy? Of course, you know the answer. As usual, you've waited until the last minute to complete your holiday shopping, and now you're in a pickle. This is the 5th store you've checked, and all of them are sold out of Danny the Dragon, the only toy your 6-year-old daughter has asked for this year. The thought of seeing her disappointed face on Christmas morning is enough to make your stomach drop. Unwilling to give up just yet, you approach the customer service desk. It's a miracle there's no line, and you walk right up to the counter. The clerk, whose name tag reads Skippy, looks at you, exhausted from a long day of dealing with customers. The elf hat the toy store has made him wear is askew. His eyes are bloodshot. Can I help you? Skippy, the store elf, asks. Well, I know this is a long shot, but do you happen to have any Danny the Dragons in the back? Skippy starts to laugh. It's the maniacal laugh that's best reserved for the mentally insane and those who find themselves working retail during the Christmas rush. Having worked retail before yourself, you aren't certain that those two things aren't the same. You think we're keeping one of the hottest selling toys of the year in the back? Skippy asks. Let me guess. You waited till the last minute. You nod in defeat and sigh, turning to leave. Wait a second, Skippy says. I probably shouldn't mention this, but it just so happens that the last Danny the Dragon was sold a couple of hours ago. The guy who bought it said it was for a giveaway. He mentioned that he was going to the Christmas village for more shopping. Maybe you could find him and buy it from him. He should be easy to spot. He was wearing a big purple Christmas sweater. Oh, thanks, Skippy, you say, grateful for that glimmer of hope he's just provided, and Merry Christmas. I've got a Danny the Dragon to find. Hoping for a Christmas miracle, you do the only thing that makes sense. You head to the Christmas village to track down the man in the purple Christmas sweater. You may now open the Christmas Village envelope to start the search. Okay, definitely feels like a family-friendly case, which is pretty unusual for Deadbolt Mystery Society, but cute, funny little writing. Okay, the Christmas Village envelope. Okay, so I see something else here. I mean, it seems like we should look at this. Hey, we have Danny the Dragon, the toy of the season. Jetson's toy store. We can scan to hear him talk, I guess. All right. Let us see if we can't hear what Danny the Dragon sounds like before we start playing, so we know what we're looking for. The channel is saying that this is a movie based on this, trying to find a toy called Jingle All the Way. All right, let's see if we can make this all work.
Hi, I'm Danny the Dragon. Let's go on a treasure hunt. Hi, I'm Danny the Dragon. Let's go on a treasure hunt. Hi, I'm Danny the Dragon. Let's go on a treasure hunt.
Oops.
Hi, I'm Danny the Dragon. Let's go on a treasure hunt. Hi, I'm Danny the Dragon. Let's go on a treasure hunt. Hi, I'm Danny the Dragon. Let's go on a treasure hunt.
Why is he said it like 5 times? It's kind of weird. That's all he says. Maybe that's just to convey to you how annoying it is as an adult when the kid is playing with the toy, making it say it over and over again. All right, and Tina has counted for us that he said it 6 times, just in case that's relevant. 6 times treasure hunt. And he always said the same thing. He put a little bit of a different inflection on it, but he always said, "Hi, I'm Danny the Dragon. Let's go on a treasure hunt." All right. Kind of strange, but let's open the Christmas Village envelope here. Professor ABR says, was it just me? Or did it sound like the last few times he was tired of saying it? Yeah, no, it definitely did. It definitely felt like he was tired of going on the treasure hunt. All right. Maybe I wouldn't mind clearing up my workspace here. All right, so we've got a lot of stuff in this packet here. I guess there's not much more. There's this packet, there's another packet, and then there's a solution. All right, so we've got a lot of stuff here. We've got, let's just look through it. Some things to punch out. Lots of little puzzles here. Different interviews with people, it seems. Christmas recipes pamphlet. More witness statements. Whoa, a whole thing that you punch out. It looks like there's some fairly involved stuff going on here. Okay, let's take a look at this first. This looks like it's our assignment. Where did the man in the purple sweater go? Give the second word in the event name. Okay, so this is what we're trying to figure out, I guess. Where did he go? What event did he go to? We know he headed down here. This looks suspicious. What have we got? It almost looks like Morse code, like dash, dot, dot, dash, dash, dot, dot, dash, something like that. Anything else jump out as unusual about this? Maybe not. Maybe that's just, I guess it's symmetric. All right, maybe it's not suspicious at all. All right, well, how do we figure out where he went? I guess we're going to talk to people and ask them. Kevin Matthews says, yeah, I saw the guy you're talking about. Hard to miss him with a sweater like that. Not really supposed to talk about customers with other customers. But I'd be willing to bend the rules if you could lend me a hand. My girlfriend left me a message on the advent calendar. Usually I'm good at figuring these out, but this one has me stumped. I think it's because I'm missing a piece that I need. She said I would need to use the Christmas calendar, which I have, and the Christmas list from our store's promotional flyer. Problem is, we gave out our last flyer. If you could help me find one, maybe you could help me decode this message and figure out where I need to meet my girlfriend. Okay, so he's working at the Christmas Village. He needs help. He wants us to find the promotional flyer and then help him figure out the message. Where does Kevin need to meet his girlfriend at? Okay, so another little puzzle. If we do that, he can help tell us where the guy in purple went. All right. Well, here's another person, Nancy Lovelace. Excuse me, would you be willing to lend me a hand? It's the season for giving after all, right? Good. I'm glad you agree. You see, I'm trying to win the giveaway for bath bombs. Is this us talking? No, it's her. You see, I'm trying to win the giveaways for bath bombs and candles. The prize is a $100 gift card. That would be the perfect gift for my granddaughter. The store gave out these 2 photos. Apparently, there are minor differences between them. First, find all 4 of the differences in the second image. Then draw a line connecting all the differences to each other. It will make a shape that will point to the item you need. They said the answer you're looking for is a single word. Thank you again for your help. The moment I saw you, I knew you were the helpful type. It's nice to see people like you still exist in the world. All right, so another standalone little puzzle. What is the secret word? So these we have to match up to the things they're talking about. So she says there's 2 photos. We have to find the difference. I don't see the photo she's talking about, though. All right, let's just put her in that pile of things. But I wouldn't mind. Oh, okay. So here are the two photos she's talking about. All right, she says, find the differences and then draw lines, and we will have a shape that I guess tells us what's happening here. Why is it not doing its thing? I wouldn't mind knowing why it didn't do it there. Is it because I turned it off? Is it because I changed the aperture? Is it because there's colors in it confusing it? Okay. Okay, let's see. The unfortunate thing about having it full screen is the camera's in the way of me looking at the differences, but that's okay. The channel can figure it out. So we're going to find the differences in the second photo and draw a line, which gives us a shape, which gives us the answer they want. Okay, let's see if the audience can find these things while I organize my space here. Okay, that looks like the audience found all four. Let us, let's take a look. The blocks, one is red and one is purple. Okay, yeah, okay. Let me put this in here so we can mark up on this properly. Okay, so there's one difference right there. Boy, it's hard to see that, isn't it? Maybe we can just circle it. Okay, so there's one difference. I know it's hard for you to see. I do have, we can just put things there where it is. Okay, the second one was the teddy bear on the second shelf has a snowflake. Okay, the teddy bear on the second shelf has a snowflake in his belly, but not here. Okay. All right. The train is missing a wheel on the top shelf. Yes. Okay. There. And lastly, the bunny's nose. The bunny has a nose here, but not here. All right. So those are the four differences. Maybe these cubes are a little big to draw lines, but let's see. So there's one here, one in his stomach, one to there, one to there. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, what kind of shape is that? How is that a diamond? I suppose if we close the connection, this would be a straight line. If we connect them all. So that looks like a triangle. It's a little weird. But she says here, find the four differences, draw a line connecting all the differences to each other. It will make a shape that will point to what you need. So, I mean, we should draw this one too, but clearly that's a triangle. Okay, so let's see. So what is the secret word? It says it will point you, though. It will make a shape that will point to the item you need. So it looks like it's pointing to this bear. So I don't think it what's the secret word? It's not, I mean, we certainly obviously could try it, but it says make a shape that will point you to the item you need. They said the answer is just a single word. So a little strange. Or it could be pointing, I mean, this blue is the thing, so it's not really pointing to the blue. So it makes me think it's pointing to the bear. Kind of strange. But let's give it a try and see what it says. Okay. So let's just try it. I mean, we know basically what it is. So if it fails on the first attempt, it'll be one of the other things. Let's just see if our guess is right, that it's pointing to the bear. Oh, really? It's asking for this again? Okay, so I guess we're going to say bear. B-E-A-R. Yes, that was it. Okay, so let's save it without protection in case we want to go back to it. Let's close these others. You did it. You're such a kind person for helping me out. My granddaughter will love this. I'm finally done with my shopping now. Take these ads. Maybe they have something in there about that toy you're looking for. Good luck in your search and Merry Christmas. So that's our gift. Our reward is some ads. As Nancy leaves, you comb through the ads but only see advertisements for places you already know have sold out of the popular toy. You're about to throw the whole stack away when an ad for holiday helpers catches your eye. Holiday helpers, we have all the Christmas decorations you could want. All right, so it's a list of Christmas decorations from A to Y. Don't know why it's missing a Z. And we don't know how this is useful to us. Doesn't seem to be a code of any kind. So I assume we're probably going to need it for a second puzzle. All right. Well, that's fine. One down. We got her secret word. Let us move on. How about we find his thing? He says, I have the Christmas calendar, but he needs the Christmas list from the store's promotional flyer. We gave away our last flyer, so we're still looking for that. Jonathan says, was that the list that this guy wanted? And the Christmas list from our store's promotional flyer. So I guess what Jonathan is saying is that I'm being an idiot, that this list is the list. It's an ad for holiday helpers. You're right, because you can see right here that he's a holiday helper employee. All right, so we got it. So here's the list. We need to find his calendar, though. Where is that? Okay, well, here's his calendar. Where's my reset? Okay, so here's his calendar. It's an advent calendar. These can all get punched out to reveal things here. So let's see. It's ordered. I see. So we punch out a number, then we look on the list and we get its letter, and that's going to spell something. And that's going to spell something here. All right. Easy enough. So 8 is the first one. Let's do this and then we'll take a break. So if we punch out the A, we get Christmas lights. Where is that? Christmas lights is an L. That's our first letter is L. Next comes 16. Okay, what is that? North Pole sign. That's an E on our list. L-E. Then comes 11. Okay, 11 is an ornament. That's a T. So we have L-E-T so far. Okay. 14 is next. Looks like mistletoe. Where is that? Maybe it's not. It's holly, not mistletoe. That's an S. Let's. Okay. 25 is a snowflake. That's an M. Okay. 16 twice. Oh, 16 is our North Pole. Again. Where was that? Our second letter was an E. M-E-E. Okay. 11 we already have. That was our T. Let's meet so far. E-E-T. Then 23 is a star. That's a U. Okay. 12. Pretty clever. It's just busy work, but it's clever. That's a P. Okay, so far it says let's meet up. 19 is a Christmas tree. That was our A, right? A. And then surely this is going to be a T. 11 was our T, yes. Where's my thing here? Okay, then 15 was a present. Where's our, that's our H. Okay. 21 is a stocking. That's O. 11 is our T. 24 is Santa Claus. That's a C. 21 is our stocking again, which is O. 24 is Santa again, which is C. 21 is stocking, which is O. 19 is Christmas tree, is A. So let's meet up at Hot Cocoa. Almost done here. 14 was the holly, which was S. 19 was our tree, A. 18 we haven't done yet. Okay, it's a wreath, which is an F. 11 was our T. 16 was our North Pole, which is an E. Is that a 4? Okay, 4 was our gingerbread house, which is an R. If that's a 4, maybe it's not. Maybe that's like a, oh, it's like a 4 to me. Okay, 6 is the Nutcracker. Where is that? W. 21 was our stocking, which is O. Here is this again. If that's 4, it's our gingerbread house. Oh, let's see. It's let's meet up at Hot Coco's after work. Okay, let's meet up at Hot Coco's after work. So, okay, well, cute little puzzle, not really challenging, but cute. Okay, so we've got the answer to his question, where he's supposed to meet, and let's see how it wants its answer. Where does Kevin need to meet his girlfriend at? Okay, well, we know the answer is Hot Coco's. Let's go ahead and put that in, and then we'll take ourselves a little break. Okay. So I guess we think all one word, all lowercase, no punctuation. So HOTCOCAS. No. HOTCOCOAS. Hot Coco's. Okay. So that's where she wants to meet. Awesome. I love that place. They make a mean eggnog. Oh, about the guy you were asking about. He mentioned something about going to an event tonight. I can't remember the name of it, but he said he wouldn't need his coat. So I guess that means it's inside because it's going to get super cold tonight. It might even be a record low for this time of year. At least that's what I heard from the weather dude this morning. Well, he's just given us a hint that it's inside. He wouldn't need his coat. Doesn't really help us that much. That guy was not very helpful. All right. Time for the next puzzle, but let's take our break here. If you decide you've got other things to do, it's understandable. Maybe you'll see me tomorrow for the hidden listener. But if you want to stay around and hang out with me and finish this case, I'll see you in 8 minutes. We are back, and I'm glad you're spending this evening with me. Okay, we're in the middle of Stop That Toy, a Deadbolt Mystery Society box that seems easier and less violent than most of the Deadbolt Mystery Society games. Is it going to take a turn to the dark side at some point, or is it going to stay this way? Feels to me like it's probably going to stay this way. But I am very curious about that recording of the dragon's voice by the person who seems like they're getting tired. Like, is something else going on here that we don't know yet? There's some theories in the chat. Jonathan was putting it into the lore of previous boxes that this guy might be a serial killer. Let's find out. Okay, so we've solved the two puzzles we've come across and just got a hint about the guy in the purple sweater that we're searching for being indoors, but that doesn't really help us. Let's see who's next. Santa. Ho, 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 Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. How can I help you? Oh, you're looking for a man wearing a purple Christmas sweater? Oh, yeah, I remember a man like that. He came by earlier today. I believe he mentioned something about going to an event this evening. Say, why don't you give me a hand, and I'll see if I can recall what the man said. I need to get these toys sorted into these stockings, but I have misplaced my list. If you could find it and then help me sort the toys, that would take a load off my mind. What does Mikey get in his stocking? Give the numbers of the items in numerical order. Okay, so we're going to have to find his list, and then we look up what Mikey gets. I had my wife, who's now in Japan visiting family, watch Miracle on 34th Street recently. Really a very special movie. If you haven't seen Miracle on 34th Street, old black and white movie, that should be your new Christmas tradition. So has everyone in the channel already seen that movie? Let me ask. Is there anyone in the channel now? YouTube says there are 18 people in the channel watching. I would love to hear from someone new, but let's hear who has not seen it. Miracle on 34th Street, set in New York City. Anna Garcia says, I haven't. I'm embarrassed to admit that. All right, well, now you've got a gift from me to you, the nudge to go watch that movie. Megan is adding it to her list to watch right now. Megan and Shazner can watch that together. Professor ABR says, I've seen it. I also read the book it's based on. There's a newer version, but the original is better. Okay, thank you for saying that there is a new version. Don't watch the new version. Whatever you do, go watch the original black and white version. I didn't know it was based on a book. That's interesting. It's pretty cool too, because you also get a good some good scenes of New York. It feels like a New York City movie. In some quite cool ways. You'll get a flavor for what New York City was like back in whenever it was made, in the 50s maybe? 40s? Okay. Don't watch the new version, just the old version. Okay, so that's it. We just put this aside till we're ready to solve this. All right, but we're looking for his Christmas list. All right, let's see. Do we have his list somewhere? Maybe this looks like, I mean, there's Mikey. Is this his list? Okay, here's his list. Cloth doll, stuffed dinosaur, talking robot, cloth doll, remote-controlled car, socks, baseball cap, socks, mittens, scarf, candy canes. Well, that's interesting. So these 5 people are going to get these items. Does that mean 3 in each? But it can't be. That's a very odd thing. The first one gets these 3, the second one gets these 3, the next one gets these 3, next one gets these 3, last one gets these 3? Is that jumping to conclusions? Does it mean that Mikey gets these last 3? Or is that jumping to a conclusion that we have no right doing? The answer is the numbers of the items in numerical order that Mikey gets. What does he say how he fills the stockings? I need to get these toys sorted into these stockings. Doesn't really say it. Or does he do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then recycle? Let's see. If he did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then started again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then started again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure why he wouldn't do that. Maybe there's another clue that helps us with that. Or maybe we're supposed to believe that for gender reasons, he's giving the cloth doll to the girls? No, I don't think so. There's 2 natural ways he could divide it. He could either put 3 in here, then 3 in here, then 3, then 3, then 3, or he could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then recycle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's read this again. Give me a hand. I need to get these toys sorted into these stockings. Find the list and then help me sort the toys. Frank, Anna, Sarah, Mikey. They all have the same looking stocking. I mean, one constraint would be you wouldn't put the same thing in twice in someone's stocking, so you know that these cloth dolls are going to different people. Same thing with the socks. On what other basis? So one option is it's some logic thing that we're thinking about. The other option is that it's on another card somewhere, that there's another constraint. Okay, well, this is interesting. Another option is that there's something about these names that tell us what they want. Let's put this away for now. Anna, sounds like Anna was thinking the same thing I am, that maybe there's another piece of information that tells us what they want. Okay, let's put these aside and continue on next. Well, I guess we could look and see if there's a wish list somewhere. I don't see any other wish list, but maybe one of the mothers knows. Let's see if Jenna Harth knows. She's an ice skater. Sorry, I haven't seen the guy you're looking for. I've been pretty focused on planning out my routine for the upcoming competition. I really want to beat Alex Winters this year and wipe that smug grin off his face. You might be able to help me. I've sketched out some potential skate routines. Can you figure out which ones are doable? I need to create the patterns shown without backtracking. But it's okay if I cross over a line. Since I'll be making this with my skates, I need to do each one in a single go, like drawing a shape without lifting your pencil. Which drawn figures will work? Give the number of the items in numerical order. All right, so we need another document for that. Where's that document? Aha. Okay, so here's her thing. So what is she telling us? We need to be able to draw these all without lifting our pencil off the paper, but it's okay if I cross a line. So she can't backtrack, and you can't lift your pen off the paper because you're doing it as a skating routine. All right, let's put this in here and see what we've got here. All right, so if you were doing this one, you could go start wherever you wanted. Let's say here. Then you'd go like this, and then you're in trouble. I don't think there's going to be any way. Well, let's see. What if you went up? I don't think there's any way to do. Well, let's see. If you go like this, and you go like this. I don't think there's any way to do this. I don't think this one can be done. You let me know if I'm wrong. I don't think there's any way to do that one. What about this one? You could go around the outside, and then you could go and easily do this. Okay, so that one you can do. This one, my gut tells me also no. It's interesting to think about. This is probably what you would call a topology problem in mathematics. And you could probably logically think about why some of these can't be done. Because they require backtracking. Let's see, if you do the whole circle, then you do the whole circle, you can't get, these are all symmetric. I don't think there's a way to do that one. That's my gut. This one, your gut should tell you right off the bat that you can't do it because there's no way to get to a tip without backtracking. So no matter what line you draw, at some point to get to the edge of one of these, you're going to have to backtrack. So this is not going to be doable. This one feels like similar problem. You can't get around this. You can't ever get to the end of this. You could do this outside fine. But there's no way to get to this, to the end, and have this left over. This one is trivial. Okay, so my gut tells me 2 and 6. 3 is doable. 3 is doable, says the audience. Okay, so why has my gut failed me on 3? So I guess what you're saying is one of these circles okay, so you could do the outsides. Then could you do the same trick, do the outsides again? Then you've not done that. That's a trickier one. I'd love to know the math topology of how you could rule these out. It's similar to some checkerboard problems where you know because there's an same number of evens and odds, it can't be done, or different number of evens and odds. So the channel is saying do the first circle, then do most of circle 2, then all of circle 3, and then finish up. Well, you're right, that does it. Now, why was that? What was the strategy there? We did all of a circle. We did all of a circle. then we did most of a circle, leaving one chunk left. Which we were able to do at the end. Could we do the same thing for some of these? I don't think so. Let's see, if you went like that, you actually could come up. Let's try that same strategy here. So if you started in a way like this, no. All right, well, that was well done. I wish I could map this to a more general principle. This one, you can see the logic for how you know this isn't doable. What's the logic for how you know this one isn't doable? It's the loops. It's the idea that a loop has to bring you someplace where you could continue. So this you can loop and give you someplace you could continue. But you can't do that here. I'll bet something in my memory is starting to click in about odd and even. I'll bet it has to do, I bet you could more logically do it with the number of lines coming off. These are all 3 lines, and let's see, we've got a point where you got 4 lines, 4 lines. These all have crossover points that have 4 lines. These have crossover points are all 4 lines. In other words, at each point where they meet, you've got 4 lines coming off it. Same thing here. Not so here. We've got 3 lines and 1 line. And there's something about that. But, okay, so we're adding a 3 to this. Any other thoughts about whether it's true that you can't do this, and you can't do this? Does anyone disagree with that? Does anyone think you could do 1, 4, or 5? The Spamonite says I can't get 1, 4, or 5. Yeah, I wish I had a better mathematical answer for why, other than not being able to do it. But I suspect it has to do with the oddness and evenness of the intersection points. You have no way to get back to it. Okay, so let's try 2, 3, 6. And let's hope we can figure it out for, okay, so that was pretty cool, actually. Let's see if we're right. If we're wrong, we'll go back to the drawing board. Actually, if we're wrong, we're going to mess up her chances. So I hope we are right. For Jenna's sake. Okay, the number of items in numerical order, and we think it's 2, 3, 6. All right, so 2, 3, 6. Hey, we got it. All right, well, that was fun. Jenna is overjoyed when you figure out what patterns will work for her. Thank you so much for helping me work out my routine. I can't wait to see Alex's face when I pull this off. You mentioned earlier you were looking for a man wearing a purple sweater because you need a toy for your kid, right? Well, I'm not sure if this will help, but I found this list earlier. Maybe it has what you need. I think this is going to be the kid's list. Taking the list from Jenna, you quickly search it to see if it mentions anything about Danny the Dragon. Sadly, it doesn't. Seems to be a list for the stocking Santa is packing. All right. So it's Santa's list. He says, every stocking needs to have the same number of items. So each stocking should get a toy, a clothing item, and a bag of candy. I see. It's a constraint satisfaction problem. Colin doesn't want an electronic toy. Doesn't like things around his neck. He loves lemons. Is that really what it says, lemons? Frank wants a toy that can be competitive. He can be competitive with. Hates things on his head or around his face. And he's allergic to chocolate. Anna and Sarah are sisters. They tend to fight a lot over toys and think the other one always has better things. There should be a way to fill the stocking so they don't fight. Okay, so they fight over toys, and the other one always has better things. Almost seems like they want the exact same stuff in their stockings. Mikey isn't picky. You can fill his stocking with whatever is left. Okay, pretty fun. So let's see if we can't solve it now. All right, there's our list. Let's go back to our thing here. All right, so we've got, where's our other side of this? We've got our people. Let's write them down. Colin, Frank, Anna, Sarah, and Mikey, who's last. He gets whatever's left over. Here are our items. Okay, so everyone's going to get three items, and they're all going to get a toy. They're all going to get clothing, and they're all going to get candy. Okay. Colin doesn't want an electronic toy, doesn't like things around his neck. So I guess ideally we might have a full matrix here. We could cross things off. Let's see if we can do it without getting that complicated. He doesn't want an electronic toy. So of the toys, what are toys we have? We have a stuffed dinosaur, a cloth doll, a robot, a car. These are all clothing, candy. Okay, so it's nicely ordered. So all the candy is down here. All the clothing is here and all the toys are here. So if we just look at the toys, he could have a doll, he could have a dinosaur, or that's it. He's either going to have a doll or a dinosaur because he doesn't like electronics. He doesn't want something around his neck. So if we look at the clothing, he's not going to get a scarf, but he could get anything else. All right, I'm just going to make my little notes here. It would be better if we had a bigger piece of paper. And for candy, he wants lemons. So it looks like maybe the only one he wants is sour candies, although gummies can be sour. But maybe 14 is what he wants. He loves lemons. Okay. Frank wants a toy he can be competitive with. Hates things on his head or around his face. Okay, so what is the toy you can be competitive with? Probably a car, right? So you could go on races. It almost sounds like that's the only one he wants. I don't think you could be competitive with a talking robot. I think he wants a car. Okay, he doesn't want things around his head or face, so he's not going to have a baseball cap. He's not going to have a scarf, but he could have socks or mittens. 8 or 9. And what about candy? He's allergic to chocolate, so he could have anything but 12. All right, now we're getting into interesting things. Anna and Sarah's sisters, I think they want the exact same things. I think that's what it's saying, although then these two constraints are the same. They fight a lot. They always want better things. So if we get them the same thing, then they have to get the dolls, right? They get a doll and a doll. which cancels the doll off Colin, so he gets the dino. Okay, and then they have to get the same clothing. We've got the only doubled up clothing are socks, so that means they get socks and socks. And then they have to get the same candy, right? Candy canes is the only thing. So that's our biggest help here, that they're both going to get exactly the same thing. So they're both getting the doll, the socks, and the candy cane, which we can cross off then. No one else gets socks. So now we know that Frank is getting the racing car and mittens. And we know Colin now has to get the dino. And if he's not getting mittens or socks, then he has to be getting the baseball cap as his clothing. Okay. And if they get the candy canes and Colin gets the sour candies, then candy canes are gone, sour candies is gone. But does he get chocolate bar or gummy? Not 12. Well, we know that Frank doesn't get the chocolate bars. So Frank has to get the, Frank has to get the gummies. So Frank gets, we know that Colin gets the sour candies. We know the candy canes go to the girls and he's allergic to chocolate, so he has to have the gummies. So that's all of our candy but one. That means Mikey has to have the chocolate. We've got, as far as clothing, the socks going to the girls. Frank gets the mittens. And Colin gets the baseball cap. So that means Mikey has to take the scarf as the only one left over. And for toys, we've got the dino going to Colin, the dolls going to the girls, the car going to Frank. That means the only thing left over is the talking robot for Mikey. So there's Mikey. I've got him with the robot, the scarf, and the chocolate. Anyone disagree with that? I see in the channel mostly agreement, except for no one says scarf yet. I believe scarf is what he wants for clothing. Anyone want to jump in and agree with that? All right, well, let's do it. I don't see anyone answering yet, but that seems to me what it's got to be, unless I've done something wrong. Always possible. Okay, there's the cat. All right, let's see if we can put this in. So should be 3, 10, and 12 in numerical order. The numbers of the items, no caps, no spaces, and no commas either, right? So 3, 1, 0, 1, 2. It's a little odd to be putting in numbers that way. Let's see. Yep. Okay, well, Santa Claus is happy. Ho, ho, ho. Ah, this is perfect. Those are the last stockings stuffed. Now, about the guy in the sweater. I remember he mentioned going to an event tonight. I can't recall if he mentioned the name of the event. From what he described, however, it sounded like one of the family-friendly events they have going on. Ho, ho, ho. I hope that helps. And good luck with your search for Danny the Dragon. Okay, so the first person told us, where's my notes? The first person told us that it was probably inside because it's cold. The next person is telling us that it's family friendly. I guess we're going to eventually narrow these down to a unique place. Santa told us that. Okay. So we have solved that one with that one. That was kind of fun. All right, next up, let's see what Kyle Frazier has to say for us. To us. He's an employee. Yeah, I'm in charge of Lost and Found here at Christmas Village. That isn't the only hat I wear. This year I have the oh-so-important task of decorating the Christmas trees. Or should I say redecorating? You see, every day we redecorate the trees so they have a fresh look. Help sell the whole Christmas magic thing, you know? Anyway, I have to figure out how I can meet these ridiculous requests my boss has for the tree today. Take a look at the note she left on the pictures of the trees. This gig is still better than my old job working as a reindeer waste handler. Okay. So he has to decorate a tree differently, and his boss has some ridiculous requests. When we figure out where the ornaments go, we go here. Okay, so I see ornaments. All right, they're punch-outable. And it looks like this matches with this. Another little constraint satisfaction. All right, so we're going to punch out these ornaments. We're going to put them in these locations. 5 ornaments, 5 positions. But here are constraints that we don't want to repeat. So let's punch these out. Okay, so we don't need this anymore. All right, let's see. Ornaments can only show up in a spot twice over an 8-day span. Ornaments cannot be in the same spot as the day before. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8-day span. So no ornament can be, the ornaments can't be in any place they've been before the previous day. So there can't be a yellow here. There can't be a green here, there can't be a red here, a light blue here, or a dark blue there. Can't be in the same spot as yesterday. That's rule number 2. Rule number 1 says they can be in a spot twice over the 8-day span. So there's a yellow here, and there was a yellow here, so there can be no yellow here. There's a green here and a green here, so there can be no green here. And so on. So this is an interesting puzzle. Let's try this a little bit methodically. Well, I'll start with, Anna says dark blue on top. Well, dark blue has never been on top, so certainly dark blue could go on top. But it could also go somewhere where it's been once before. So it's been here twice. It's been here twice. It's been here twice. It's only been once down here, though. So another place it could be is here. All right, let's just do these in turn. Let's take the green for a second. Green has been up top twice. What about in this position? It's been once in this position here. So I'm going to put it here. All right, what about this red? It's been once here, twice here. So it can't be up top. Yellow's been once up top. So actually, I'm going to put yellow up top. Been up there once. Oh, no, it can't. Sorry. All of these are wrong. It can't be here since that was yesterday. Same thing with this and same thing with this. Okay, so let's do what the channel suggested. Put the blue up top. It's never been up top, so surely it can go up top. All right. Where could the yellow go? Can't go up top. It can't go here, but it could go here, right? It's never been there. So surely it's allowed to be there. What about the red? It can't go here because it was there yesterday. It can't go up top. It's there twice. Can't go here. It's there twice. What about here? It can go here because it's been there. Nope, that's yesterday. Okay, what about bottom left? It's never been bottom left, so it could be there. All right. Seems weird to keep putting it places where it's never been. What about blue? Can blue go here? It's never been down here, so it can go here. I feel like this can't be this easy because... Really? This looks like it's consistent, but I don't like it because it's not, every place is completely unique. So this is a little troubling. I mean, this looks consistent, right? They can only show up on a spot twice on an 8-day span. Ornaments cannot be in the same spot as the day before. All right, so nothing's the same place it was before. The reason I'm troubled is that this configuration doesn't even ever, no ornament is ever where it was on a previous day, but we were allowed to put it on a day twice. Doesn't that bother us? Like, why is this constraint so much looser than we needed it? That troubles me. Let me see. Does he have any other extra constraints? Take a look at the note. I don't like that this constraint is so much looser than we needed it. That's weird. Well, assuming there are no more constraints, which there doesn't seem to be, I guess we've got it here. All right, well, he wants, where do the ornaments go? All right, let's put them in, and then if they're wrong, we can rethink it. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down in that order. So let's just put them in that order. Is there something I'm missing? Or is it just that they planned one thing and did another? All right, so I guess what we're going to say, whoops, not that way. I guess what we're going to say is P, M, D, G, X. Okay, I don't love that puzzle. With the tree finally decorated, you look to Kyle to see if it's correct. Ah, looks right to me. Thank you so much for your help. Take a look through the lost and found and take anything you want. I won't tell if you don't. I won't tell if you don't. After looking through the lost and found, you have no luck finding a Danny the Dragon, which is not surprising. Just as you're about to leave, you spot a key for the Christmas bakery. Taking the key, you head over to the bakery and give it to John. He thanks you, but before you leave, he asks for your help figuring out what recipe he can make with the ingredients available. Okay, so putting aside the ornaments, let me see. Let me look at the chat for a second. Jonathan agrees. It does seem odd. This family says one could be yellow or purple with no more than 2 constraint, but yellow is eliminated because it's there on day 7. Yeah, it's just that the no more than twice narrows it down to 2 options, and no 2 days in a row eliminated one of the 2. My point is simply that this rule could have been ornaments can never be where they were on any previous day. and we'd have gotten the answer even easier. So same answer. Okay, so in reading that answer, though, it seemed to be giving us something for this guy. So let's read his thing. It's John Holcomb, the baker. I did see the fellow you're talking about, but honestly, I don't have the time to help you. My manager went on vacation and left me a mess. She forgot to order more ingredients, so we're very low right now. I have to figure out what recipe I can make that will feed 20 people with the ingredients I have. But my main problem is I've lost the key to my pantry. I don't know why my manager won't get that door fixed. There really is no reason for it to lock automatically every time the door closes. It's a real safety hazard and a pain in the neck. I already got most of the ingredients out before the door closed, and I know I have enough of those ingredients. The ones I don't know about are the flour, white sugar, eggs, and vanilla. They're still in the pantry. Okay, so then we solved this thing. We got him the bakery key. It says 507. I'm not sure why or if that's important to us. We bring him the key. Let's write down that 507. That sounds weird. Like, why is that? Why is there a number on that? I don't know. Okay, and he says, okay, but you still got to help me with my other problem. What recipe can I make with the ingredients available? So I've got 8 cups of flour, 5 cups of sugar, 5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 10 eggs. Okay. So those are the ingredients he wasn't sure what he had enough of. Now we know the quantities. And now we have to figure out what recipe we can make. And here we have this. Christmas recipes book. Okay, so here's a fruit cake. Needs 2 cups of flour. Serves 10. All right, so remember, he needs to serve 20. Right? We want one recipe that serves 20. So we could make this twice. He does have enough flour to make it twice. He's got enough of everything else. How about sugar? Yes. Cup of sugar he's got plenty of. What about extract? 3 teaspoons times 2 is 6. That doesn't have enough to make 2 batches of that. Okay. Gingerbread cookies. Again, it serves 10. He'd have to make 2 batches. You need 6½ cups of flour. He's got enough of that. What about sugar? 1/2 cup sugar. He's got plenty to double that up. 1½ teaspoons vanilla extract. Plenty. How many eggs, though? 1 large egg. Seems like you could make this pretty easily. 2 batches. All right, so far it looks like gingerbread cookies. What else? I mean, those would not be my favorite. Let's see if we can make something better. He'd have to multiply this by 4. So 4 cups of flour. Yes, he has enough. Confectioner's sugar. Let's see. We're looking at regular white sugar. Let me just make sure I did white sugar here. Okay, what about how much white sugar here? 1/2 cup he needs. So multiply by 4 is 2. Plenty of room for that. However, he doesn't have enough eggs to make this. He would need 12 eggs. Okay, next up, snickerdoodles. He'd need 4 of these. So 8 eggs. He's got enough eggs. 8 cups flour. Has barely enough for that. Cup of sugar. That's fine. Vanilla. He'd need 4 teaspoons. He's got enough of that. Seems like he could make this too. Which recipe can he make? Okay, so clearly there's something I'm missing. Because so far I'm calculating that he can make 2 things. There's one more recipe. Let me just see what this is, and then we'll go figure out what I did wrong. Okay, white sugar. He'd have to make 5 of these, so he'd need 5 cups of sugar. He's got enough. He'd need 5 eggs. He's got enough. He'd need 5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. He's got enough, and he'd need 10 cups of flour. He doesn't have enough. Okay, so it's down to the snickerdoodles and the gingerbread cookies, and obviously I calculated wrong somewhere. Oh, 1.5 teaspoons. Yeah, 1.5 teaspoons vanilla extract times 2 is 3 teaspoons. He's got enough. Flour, 6.5. He's got enough. Eggs, he's got enough. So why is this wrong? Is it the sugar that's wrong? Granulated sugar, white sugar. Yes, it's the white sugar. Granulated sugar is different from white sugar according to this. Or maybe you have to add them both up. But if you need to make 4 of these, you would need 6 cups of sugar, so we can't make this. That brings us back down to the gingerbread cookies. He says he's got enough of every other ingredient other than these 4. So let's just make sure there's not doubling up. There's not multiple entries of things. 3.5 cups flour times 2, 6.5. He's got plenty of that. And then you go down. He needs 1/2 cup sugar times 2, plenty. He only needs 1 egg, plenty. 3 teaspoons. So this is it, gingerbread cookies. Two batches of gingerbread cookies he will have no problem making. Any disagreement? All right, so how does it want the answer? What recipe can he make? Give the first word in the name of the recipe, followed by the number on the pantry key. I see. This is making sure somehow we don't cheat with our 507 key. So gingerbread 507, I guess. All right. You let me know before I put this in if you disagree with me to save me some embarrassment. Okay. The first word in the recipe followed by the number on the key. Okay, so we've got gingerbread. Followed by the number on the key, which was 507. And there we go. Finally, I can bake this last order. Then I'm closing the shop. It's not like my manager can blame me since we're all out of ingredients. Thanks for helping find the key and helping me pick the right recipe. That man you asked me about earlier was in a hurry. He said he had to get back home to get ready for something this evening. I think he was going to one of the events they have going on tonight in Valley Falls. There sure are a lot of them. Let me think if I can remember anything else. Oh yes, I remember the event had Christmas in its name. Okay, so we know it's inside, we know it's family friendly, and now we know Christmas is in the name of it. Okay. We finished baking recipes. We finished with the ornaments. We finished where the ornaments go. And now we have the event list. Okay, here we go. Single-sided. Here's a list of all the events. We know it's inside, it's family friendly, and it has Christmas in the name. Well, there's the Christmas parade, but that's outside. No Christmas in the name. There's the caroling. That's outdoors. That's the snowflake. So that can't be it. Doesn't have Christmas in the name. Doesn't have the Christmas in the name. Does have Christmas in the name. Isn't outdoors. And is kid friendly. So I guess that's it. A Christmas fest. Now let's just check the others and make sure. A Christmas Carol's outside. Crystal Taverns is got an entry fee. It's not family friendly. This one is not family friendly. outdoors, no Christmas, no Christmas, no Christmas, no Christmas, no Christmas in the name, not family friendly, not kid friendly, no Christmas in the name, kid friendly, but it's outdoors. Okay, so we've got it. It's Christmas Fest. All right, now, what was the... Whose card was it that we scanned? Where is the puzzle to scan? Must have been one of our first things we got. There. Okay. Where did the man in the purple sweater go? Give the second word in the event name. Okay, so fest is our answer here. All right. So F-E-S-T. All right. That gets it. This has been pretty easy, but we had one fun thing. Okay. The Christmas Fest is the only one on the list that seems to fit everything you've been told about where the man in the purple sweater went. With it starting in just 20 minutes, you jump in the car and make your way over to the location. Navigating your way through the crowd of sweater-clad partiers, you are assailed by the smells of the nearby buffet and warm spiced cider. Scanning the crowd, your heart leaps when you spot a man in a purple sweater standing off to the side enjoying a drink. Making your way over, you eagerly introduce yourself. The man replies that his name is Grant Walker. After you give the shortened version of your adventure up to that point, Grant laughs heartily and raises his hand to stop you. Okay, this has got to be the greatest story I've heard in a while. You did all this for a toy. Wow. You are a great parent. I have no issue with giving you Danny the Dragon. You breathe a sigh of relief and thank Grant before he holds his hand up again. Oh, there's just one problem. I had the gift wrapped and placed it in the big pile of gifts for the gift exchange. It's the main event for tonight. Everyone who brought a gift got a ticket. We go in order of the ticket numbers to take a gift. I have no idea which gift is mine. My ticket's 14, so I don't think I could get it back even if I tried. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I really would love to help. Maybe you can figure out which gift is mine and ask whoever has ticket number 1 to get it for you. I found this list with all the tickets and orders, but I got told earlier that it wasn't up to date. Game starts in about 30 minutes. I can ask around in the meantime for you. Maybe talk to that girl over there. Her name is Shelby, and her mom was here earlier wrapping gifts. You may now open the event envelope. All right, so we're on to Act 2. And we're told to open the second envelope here. Okay. Oh, quite a few items in here. All right, so let's, I guess we're reading that online. Let's see. Anything to pay attention here? Basically, he says he doesn't know which one is which one is Danny the Dragon. It's all wrapped with the others. And people are gonna pick them in order. If we can find who's got choice number 1, we can tell them to pick a specific present that we know is going to be Danny the Dragon, and then ask them to give it to us. I don't know what they get out of it. And then he also says, talk to Shelby, because her mom was wrapping gifts. She might know which one she wrapped as Danny the Dragon. All right, let's see what we've got here. We've got this thing, which we don't know what it is. Okay, so here's got the tickets. All right, so there's 14, there's Grant. He's choosing last. It's Nancy that chooses first. So if we can figure out which present we want Nancy to pick up for us and convince her to do it for us, we can get the dragon. But somehow we've got to convince Nancy to pick it up for us. All right. Is Nancy in our list of people we can talk to? And where's Shelby? So he told us to talk to Shelby. Oh, there's Shelby. Okay, her mom was helping wrap presents. Let's see. My mom was working earlier and was helping wrap gifts. People brought a lot of cool stuff. Someone even brought a Danny the Dragon that talks. I don't know which one it is. I could go ask my mom in a minute, but I'm trying to fix this strand of lights I broke. I was practicing my ballet spins and, well, I got tangled up in these 2 light strands. I'm barely on the nice list as it is, so I gotta fix these. The lights all go in a certain order because they use them for the big light show later. If they aren't correct, everyone will know something's wrong. My mom said each strand is in a different pattern. Think you can help? Here are all the spare bulbs I could find. You won't need them all. Meanwhile, I'll ask my mom which gift has Danny the Dragon in it for you. All right, so she needs us to... These are our spares. Give the missing bulbs in order from left to right from strand 1 and 2. Use R for red, B for blue, and G for green. Okay, she's mixed up the strands and she's got some spares. So obviously we've got to find what puzzle this goes with. All right, here it is. All right, so we've got missing bulbs. Strand 1, strand 2. And we're going to fill those missing spots with these. We have 3 reds, up to 3 reds, up to 3 blues, up to 2 greens. And what's the other constraint she says? Each strand is in a different pattern. So what have we got here? So I guess we're meant to figure out the pattern here. So it almost looks like they're increasing, like a red, a green, a blue, 2 reds, 2 greens, 2 blues, 3 reds, 3 greens, and then it's going to go to 3 blues. Okay, so if that's the case, then we know what those are. What about here? What's the pattern here? Upper pattern we know. Lower pattern is what? It looks like it might be 2 reds, a green, and a blue. 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 Okay, so those are our 2 patterns. At least that's as good enough for me. Okay, so we said this one was red, green, blue. 2 reds, 2 greens. So we've got a green in this spot. 2 blues. And then 3 reds, 3 greens, and 3 blues. So we've got a red and a red. Those are our 3 we need up there. Now let's look at the bottom. Then we'll see if we have enough for this. Okay, so what did I say here? I said it was going from right to left. 2 reds, a green, and a blue. 2 reds, a green, and a blue. So that's a blue over here. 2 reds, a green, and a blue. So a green and a blue. Sorry, I'm going a different direction here. And then 2 reds, a green, and a blue. Okay, so that's what I have. Probably I should have done it from left to right to make it simpler. Blue, green, 2 reds. Blue, green, 2 reds. Blue, green, 2 reds, and so on. Okay, so if this is our pattern, we need 2 spare greens, 2 spare reds, and 2 spare blues. We do have enough of those, so I think this is it. All right, so now how does it want us to put in our answer? The missing bulbs in order from left to right for strand 1 and 2, and use the letters. So we've basically got for strand 1, G, R, R, and for strand 2, we have B, G, B. There's our answer, G, R, R, B, G, B. Any disagreement from the audience? It seems like there is disagreement from the audience, but is it just a miscommunication? No disagreement, says Professor AR. And Tina says blue, green, red, red. I think maybe and Tina is answering a different question. I get GRRBGB. GRRBGB. Yes, okay. Let's give it a try. Let's see if we can help Shelby out. If we don't, she is not going to be happy. All right. Oops. Here we go. First strand is GRR. Second strand is BGB. Okay. Oh, thank you, she says. I've wanted to get a new bicycle from Santa, and if I can stay on the nice list, it's mine. Let me ask my mom if she knows which gift has Danny the Dragon in it. As Shelby runs off, you can't help but feel a bit silly, as you are now at the mercy of a little girl. After a minute or two, Shelby returns with a cup of hot chocolate. Sorry, had to stop for cocoa and spilled some on my way. I found this napkin when I was cleaning up. Maybe someone drew all over it. Maybe this could make a cool gift for you if you can't get the Danny the Dragon. Anyway, my mom said she doesn't remember exactly which package has what you're looking for, but she said it wasn't an even numbered one. Mr. Marvin may remember more. I hope that helps. I gotta go. Shelby runs off, leaving you with the napkin. You're a little closer to getting your hands on Danny the Dragon toy. All right, so let me save this. I forget if I already removed. I guess I already did this. Okay, so we got a constraint, though. It's not even number. All right, so we know Danny the Dragon is odd numbered present. Odd numbered present. Okay, it's not an even number one, so it's odd numbered one. Okay. And then we've got a diagram here, which we don't know how we're supposed to use it yet. All right, Shelby. I mean, I guess you helped us a little bit. And who did Shelby mention? She says Marvin may remember more. Okay, so where's Marvin? Okay, so here is Marvin Coleman. Merry Christmas. The sign-up sheet is over by the stage if you're looking for Christmas karaoke. Maybe a minute before it starts. Tony, who was handling karaoke, he had a bit too much eggnog earlier and had to be taken home. And I was on gift wrapping duty. But now I'm stuck trying to get this set up. I can't figure out how to get into the box with all the CDs and microphones. When they were taking Tony out, he kept telling me to use the 12 days of Christmas with his calendar and something about a napkin, whatever that meant. He was slurring his words pretty badly. I think he also said something about fruitcake. I told him to stop hiring people off the street for these events. Anyway, I have a lot of people mad about the karaoke, so I gotta figure this out. He wrote the lyrics for the 12 days of Christmas on the calendar, but I don't know how that helps me. I'll see about the gift thing after I get the karaoke started. All right, so he says, Tony was handling karaoke. He got drunk. He had to be taken home. He can't get into the box with the CDs and microphones. The guy who was in charge of it says, use the 12 days of Christmas and the napkin, which we have, and the calendar and some fruitcake. No puzzle, no QR code on the back. So this is obviously going to work with something else. Let's see if we can find the things that go with that. All right, so there's our calendar that you need. And we've got the napkin. And it looks like this is the lockbox with the karaoke. Okay, so it's this, and the online thing. What about the fruitcake? There's the gifts. Unless this woman knows some fruitcake or this, maybe this is all we need. All right, let's see. Calendar. Maybe the fruitcake is on the napkin. Okay, don't try to solve this. We'll take a break here. We'll come back in 8 minutes and we'll see if we can't get our hands on Danny the Dragon. Okay, we're back. The chat was asking, have we figured out what the recording was hinting at? No, we haven't. But I have a feeling we're going to hear it at the end. We're going to use it at the end, maybe based on how many times he had to say the talking toy, based on how many times the talking toy said its catchphrase. All right, let's return to our puzzle here. So 12 days of Christmas, we need the napkin we need the calendar, and we need to open the box. And here is the official puzzle. Oh, there's something on the back of this too. So the 12 days of Christmas is written on back of the calendar. A little summary: 12 drummers, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Looks like the actual lyrics to the song. Nothing different that I can see. Okay, and here's our December 2022 calendar. Let's take a look at what it wants for an answer. It's karaoke. Total each day separately and go in order. Total each day separately and go in order. And we need the napkin and something about a fruitcake. All right, so let's put these things together. So it's 7 digits. I guess that's going to mean probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we're going to have a digit for Monday, a digit for Tuesday, and so on, and come up with 7 of them. Now let's take a look at the napkin. So 7 digits, that's all we need to know from that picture. Okay, well, we've got 7 columns in the napkin and they match up with calendar, right? Look, 4 at the top are 4 at our top of our napkin. And in the same way that the 31st ends one day before the end, so does our online napkin. Let me just, okay. So each of these days on each of these calendar pictures maps to one of the days on the calendar. He said fruitcake, so clearly what it's asking us to do is come up with the number of fruitcakes on Monday and then on Tuesday and so on. So the number of fruitcakes in the first column on Monday is a 1. The number of fruitcakes in the second column is a 0. 0 on Tuesdays, 0 on Wednesdays, 2 on Thursdays, 0 on Friday, on Saturday also 0, and on Sundays 1. So I believe that is our answer there. 1002001. Does that make sense to everyone? It's kind of cute how it was an ambiguous. Normally when we see a puzzle and you get a assignment like this, occasionally when this is ambiguous enough, it can be frustrating, but because this is so straightforward, it's kind of fun that this was such an ambiguously worded assignment. Anyone disagree with this? This is the kind of puzzle, I mean, obviously all the puzzles in today's game are quite easy compared to most Deadbolt Mystery Society games we play. But this is the kind of thing that you like to see in a puzzle, where you're getting a little bit of information from each piece. The fact that there are 7 digits and 7 days in a week tells you that those are probably corresponding to each day of the week. This is another hint about that. Fruitcake is an ambiguous thing until you realize, okay, that makes sense in terms of what we expect. Okay, so we're going to go scan this. Oops. There's our puzzle. And we said the answer is going to be 1 00201. 1002001. What? How can that not be right? Now this might be the tricky part. How do I get back? Okay, good. 1002001. Okay. I didn't use the 12 days of Christmas. So I didn't use all the information. Right when I was complaining about it being too easy, there's one little piece of this. So I just used this and the online and the napkin. But what is the constraint about 12 days of Christmas meant to mean? Does it mean we're just supposed to look at the 12 days leading up to Christmas? That would be from here to here. 9, 10, 11, 12. Just from the 14th to the 25th? That doesn't seem right. That would basically be a 0 all the way across. And why would we need to know all of this? How interesting now that it's gotten interesting. Okay, so if we look at the napkin, and the items on the napkin don't match these things. On the 12th day of Christmas. Not even sure what that means. When is the 12th day of Christmas? Never even thought about it, but what the hell are you talking about, the 12 days of Christmas? And these don't match with these symbols. It's clearly something related to the fruitcake on the 12th day of Christmas. Oh, suddenly it's gotten interesting. Well, it seems very clear to me that the napkin items get filled in on each of these days. Okay, fine. So we've got a fruitcake, a stocking, Santa's hat, fruitcake, and so on. We've got one for each day here. Okay, after we fill that in, is it that we're just supposed to add up these numbers, not the counts? So like the 1 here is really a sign that this was on this day, the 5th day. And then 0, 0. Then there was 2. What does it say? Did it say sum up total each day? So then there was 2 on a Thursday, and that would be the 1st and the 8th. So does that mean that's a 9? And then here it's on the 4th. So is that the answer? But then what would the... He kept telling me to use the 12 days of Christmas. How do we use that? It does say total. Total each day separately and go in order. How would we use this? It's a 7-digit number. I'm going to try this. I don't love it. The 12 days of Christmas start on December 25th and move on. So it doesn't know how to use that. Digits only. Go in order. I'm going to try this just on the off chance that it's this. And if it's not, we'll have to think about it. Can't believe this little box has me stumped. All right, let's try this. So this was adding up the day numbers. Five, 009 004. No. How strange. Okay. Well, we should be thankful about this. But now, clearly those go in these days. Can be no doubt about that. And the instruction says total each day separately. Go in order. A little bit ambiguous about go in order. But I would think that would mean go from Monday to Sunday. It's 7 digits long. So it really feels like it's... Let me just make sure I did my additions right. That's a 5, that's a 0, that's a 0, that's a 9, 0, 0, 4. Is that what I did? It's always tricky when you do these things. You put them in wrong. I want to make sure that I really dislike when that happens. There has to be a better way for this thing to remember what page you're on. Lockbox puzzle unlock. I have to keep downloading it again because it's too hard to find it. This drives me crazy. How do we use this? How do we use this? And Tina says the napkin is like the calendar. Yes, we figured that part out. We've mapped each day of the napkin to a day on the calendar. Could you reread the bit that makes you think it's about totaling fruitcakes? Yes. Okay. So the instructions say it's 7 digits and it says total each day separately and go in order. Total each day separately, go in order, and there are 7 digits. So that makes me think 1 digit for each day of the week. So we have to total the Mondays, total the Tuesdays, and so on. And then his instructions say, he keeps telling me to use the 12 days of Christmas with his calendar and something about a napkin. I think he also said something about fruitcake. He wrote the lyrics for the 12 Days of Christmas on the calendar, but I don't know how that helps me. All right, so it sounds like what's being suggested is that if we map the napkin to the calendar, then we come up with, and the fruitcake, that the first fruitcake is on day 1. The second fruitcake is on day 4. The third fruitcake is on day 5. And then the 5th and final fruitcake is on day 8. So 4 fruitcakes, 4 days. The first day, the 4th day, the 5th day, and the 8th day. Even though these aren't the 12 days of Christmas, because they're before Christmas, but fruitcakes point to the 1st, the 4th, the 5th, and the 8th. So it sounds like the idea from Antina is that on the first day, you total the number of things they got, but on the first day, you just get a partridge in a pear tree, so that's 1. On the 4th day, you get 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, which would be 10. On the 5th day, you add in 5, that's 15, right? 1, 3, 6, 10. And on the 8th day, you're adding in 8, 7, and 6. Just 21, 36. 14, 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, that is 7 digits. 1, 1, 0, 1, 5, 3, 6. All right, sounds like the channel is in agreement that that's probably it. It makes sense. I just don't like the part about the 12 days of Christmas not corresponding to this, but it does make sense that it makes use of the song. All right, let's try it. All right, let's try it. Not bad. It can't really complain that this game gave us a puzzle that gave us a run for our money. Can't be mad about that. It is a reasonable guess. It wasn't certainly wasn't obvious, but yeah, okay. 1101536. 1101536. Okay, I don't know why it brought this up, but this is it. It did work. Man, thank you so much. I owe you one. Oh, yeah, you were asking about that Danny the Dragon toy we wrapped up earlier. I had Amanda wrap it up. I was only putting the gifts in bags, and that thing wouldn't fit in the ones we had left. So you may want to find her and ask, since you're going to see her anyway, take this program. She was asking people if anyone had one with some notes on it. Must be something important since it contains a love letter to her. I'm sorry I'm not more help, but if you want to come by and sing a few songs, let me know. Thanks again and Merry Christmas. So here are some sponsors and a love letter to Amanda. Dear Amanda, I've always loved you and I wanted to give you something as special as you are. Use this with the gift and the wreath if you want to know who I am. Just use these things from the first time we met. A snowflake, a reindeer, and a snowman. All right, so we've solved that and we can proceed to Amanda. Here is Amanda, not in a great mood. Why is she such a downer? Why is she in such a bad mood? Oh, hi. I'm a little preoccupied. I was given a gift earlier. I don't know who it's from. Package had a bracelet in it with a note that said, "From the one who loves you." Use the note with the wreath and you'll know who I am. I want to figure out who gave me this bracelet before the party ends. I just don't know what they mean by using the note with the wreath and the bracelet. I don't even know where the other note is. I've looked everywhere for it. I'm going to make another pass to look for it and hopefully figure out who this mystery person is. When I get this sorted, I'll try to remember where that Danny the Dragon ended up. All right, Amanda, take it easy. We're going to help you. All right, so we need the note, which is what we've got here. And we need what else? The wreath and the bracelet. So it looks like this is her bracelet, that weird thing we saw. And then this is our wreath. Okay, so there's our wreath. Here's our bracelet. And then the note says, snowflake, reindeer, and snowman. Okay, snowflake, reindeer, and snowman. So those are our three. Snowflake, reindeer, and snowman, huh? So how do we get it to point to snowflake, reindeer, and snowman? One, two, three, four. Use these things from the first time we met. The snowflake, the reindeer, and the snowman. And what does it, who gave her the bracelet? Okay, I see. They're letters. I see. So do we put snowflake and then look at these 4 letters? I-L-O-V. Okay, sorry. Let me do it so you can see it. All right, so put it on the snowflake and read off 1, 2, 3, 4. I-L-O-V. I-L-O-V. And now we move to reindeer. Okay. Then we get E-Y-O-U. E-Y-O-U. I love you, so far it says. Okay, next up is snowman. All right, here we go. He's gonna give her name now. G-R-E-G. G-R-E-G. So it's Greg that loves her. All right, so now we can answer the question. Who gave Amanda the bracelet? No caps, no spaces. Boy, that was a step easier. We had one hard puzzle this game, and it was a doozy. But the rest of them are back to being easy. Okay, who gave Amanda the bracelet? So our answer is G-R-E-G. Oh, it's Greg. I never knew he felt that way about me, says Amanda. He and I met when we got snowed in at last year's party. I saw him earlier tonight and he did seem nervous. Now I know why. Funny thing is, I like him too, so I guess I need to find him and tell him how I feel. I might even catch him under the mistletoe. I can't thank you enough. Oh, and about that toy. I only wrap stuff in the white boxes with red bows. And I didn't wrap the dragon. I know that isn't much help, but it's about all I can tell you. So where are our constraints so far? It was an odd numbered package. We were also told it was like too big. Weren't we told it was too big for a bag or something? And then she says, I didn't wrap it. I only wrapped stuff with white boxes and red bows, and I didn't wrap it. So it's not in a white box with a red bow. That's not quite logical, right? I'm assuming that's the constraint it wants us to think, but really, from a propositional logic standpoint, she hasn't told us that someone else didn't wrap it in a white box with a red bow. But I'm assuming what she really means is I was the only one wrapping things in white boxes with red bows. And so it can't be in one of those. One more thing, you have the ticket list, but it doesn't reflect all the changes. Take this list of changes we had to make and use it to figure out who has the ticket you need. Maybe with some Christmas spirit and perhaps a few Andrew Jacksons, you can get the dragon. In other words, she's saying we're going to have to bribe someone. Andrew Jacksons are a $10 or a $20 bill. What is Andrew Jackson on, the 10 or the 20? Okay, so what it's saying is this was our list of who had the first ticket, which is what we want. But then they made changes. Okay, Shelley moved 3 spaces later. Shelley moved there. Swapped with Molly. Okay. After Molly swapped with the person before her. Okay. Nancy was then swapped with the person on 6. Okay, so Nancy, who used to have ticket number 1, is getting swapped with the person that we want to figure out. So let's just make sure again. Shelley moved 3 spaces later. So she went from here, she went down, down, down. Shelley moved 3 spaces later, and who was there? She went down, down, down. She went down to Melissa. And the person who was at Melissa took Shelley's spot. So Melissa went up to 5 and Shelley moved down to 8. So Melissa went there and Shelley went here. That's our 8. That's our 5. Before being swapped with Molly, after Molly swapped with the person before her. So Molly and Mike swapped. So Molly went up here. Mike went down here. And then it says that the person who was there, which was Melissa, took Shelley's spot before being swapped with Molly. So then it swapped to Molly up here and Melissa down here. Okay. And then Nancy swapped with the person in 6, which is Melissa. Nancy. So now Melissa got the top spot and Nancy went down to 6. Okay, that's my messy calculation, but maybe we could do it a little better if we cut these people out. We can move them around, but that's too much trouble. We don't need it. Shelley moved down 3 spaces to where Melissa was. She swapped places. So Melissa went up to where Shelley was to number 5. Then before being swapped with, oh, now I have to do it again. Shelley moved 3 places later. 1, 2, 3, where Melissa was. That person, Melissa, moved up to Shelley's spot. Then they swapped with Molly. So Melissa went down to 7. No, because that happened after Molly swapped with the person before her. So Melissa went up, Molly went up to 6. Mike went down here. And then Melissa swapped with Molly, putting Melissa at spot 6. So that's who Nancy swapped with. So it's Melissa. Melissa has now got top spot. Sorry, I didn't do that better so you could follow it. Is there a better way to do it? Let's see. Molly swaps with Mike. So Molly's in 6. Then Melissa swaps into 6. Maybe I'll just assume you're following along and it's Melissa. If you disagree, you can stop me. Okay, but it's Melissa that has the number 1 spot that we want. So we got to talk to Melissa and get her to get the Danny the Dragon for us. Done with this, done with this. Number 1 slot is Melissa. Let me know if you disagree with me. That's one of those things that would be trivially easy if we actually had them in a thing, but it's trying to make it a little tricky by giving us the order of things differently. The other thing you could do if you were having trouble with it is rewrite these assignments, but do them in order, temporal order. So first Molly swapped with the person before her. Then Shelly moves 3 spaces. Then she swaps with Molly. Then Nancy swaps. All right, anyway. So we're done with that. So are we ready for this? So we know it's an odd numbered present. Okay. So 1 through 13. We know it was too big for a bag. So it's not 5, it's not 1, it's not 11, and it's not white with the red ribbon. All right, so let's do it in order. It's odd, so it's not 1 because that's a bag. Next would be 3, but white with red ribbon, so it can't be that. 5 is a bag, so it can't be that. 7 is white with red ribbon, so it can't be that. 9, white with red ribbon, so it can't be that. 11 is a bag, it can't be that. Here we go, red with red ribbon. There's our dragon. 13. So we've got to bribe Melissa, who's got the number 1 pick, to get package 13. Have we solved all the puzzles, ready to close the case? Get the ticket holder's name and the present number. All right, so I've got Melissa 13. Does anyone disagree with me before I make a fool of myself? This would be like the finale. If you gave the wrong person, Jonathan says, can we take a break first before we get the finale? Sure, let's take a break. Maybe a 5-minute break since we're almost at the end here. 5 minutes, we'll come back. Okay, we're back ready to solve this case. Unless someone has an objection about my claim that it's package 13, which is odd and is not white with red and it's not in a bag, and my claim that it's Melissa who's in position 1, then the answer is Melissa 13. Let's see if that's right. Look at that cat. Sarah, what are you doing? All right, back to our game. Final unlock. All right. Melissa 13 is my claim. Memeli SSA 13. Here we go. "10 minutes until we start the gift exchange. Have your tickets ready." The announcement cuts over the sound of someone badly singing Blue Christmas on the karaoke stage. After all this hard work, you refuse to give in, so like a madman, you rush around asking if anyone knows who Melissa is before a lady points her out in the room. Running over, you try to compose yourself and hope you can persuade her to give you her ticket. So you get Danny the Dragon. You may now open the solution envelope. All right, well, 16 viewers left in the channel on Christmas night. We've rushed over to Melissa. We've asked her, please let us have your premium ticket and take your present. I don't know. Seems like that's going to be a hard sell. All right, let's see what happens. Let's see if we get Danny the Dragon. Here we are. You have successfully completed Stop That Toy. Are you Melissa? You ask the woman who was pointed out to you. Before she can answer, you're interrupted by a voice over the PA system announcing that the gift exchange will begin in a couple of minutes. Can I help you? Melissa asks, unsure of who you are. Before you can speak, you're distracted by her Christmas sweater. The mass of glitter, puffballs, and bells looks as though a craft store threw up on it. Oh, you haven't seen the best part, Melissa says with pride. With the press of a hidden button, the entire sweater lights up, and an unseen speaker begins to play an electronic version of Jingle Bells. Oh, that's really something, you say, unable to suppress a smile. I made it myself. I just love Christmas so much. Most people give me grief for going overboard on the whole thing, but I decorate for Christmas in September. It's my jam. Oh, 'tis the season, you say, before introducing yourself and giving a brief version of your story. You end the tale with an offer of a large sum of money if she will agree to give you her ticket so you can claim Danny the Dragon. Melissa's expression is unreadable as she processes your story. As you feel the creeping possibility of rejection, her face suddenly changes and she begins to laugh. I would be honored to help make a little girl's Christmas. I remember the trouble my father went through to make Christmas magic for us when I was growing up. This seems like a daytime TV movie. Here, take the ticket and have a Merry Christmas, no charge. You take it, hands shaking with excitement. And as you thank Melissa profusely, you make your way through the crowd and to the front. Ticket number 1, who has it? The announcer begins, looking around the crowd. Thrusting your hand up, you move toward the announcer. You hand the ticket to the man and grab the gift bearing number 13. Smiling, you make your way back through the crowd and out to your car. Opening the box, you feel a rush of relief when you see the box that reads, Danny the Dragon, now with talking action. Pleased with yourself, you turn on some Christmas music as you make the drive back home. As you round the block, you pass by the toy store from earlier this morning and slam on your brakes. From the street, you can see a few employees busily restocking shelves and a sign that reads, Danny the Dragon, back in stock. You can barely hear the Christmas music on your way home over your laughter. Christmas morning arrives. You sip your coffee as your daughter rips open the gift you hastily wrapped. Her face lights up as she sees her very own Danny the Dragon. Thank you, thank you, thank you, she says as she runs around the living room. This is the best Christmas ever. Merry Christmas. Case closed. All right. A very sweet little box. Mostly very straightforward. One little puzzle that really gave us a run for our money. Completely family friendly, very different from most of our Deadbolt Mystery Societies. A very sweet story, fun, actually well done as a family story, and easy enough that kids could play that. The only trouble you would have is if you're like a Deadbolt Mystery Society subscriber and you like played this with your 5-year-old daughter and she's like, I love it, let's play some more. If she got her hands on one of the other boxes and it's like people getting decapitated and stabbed, that would be traumatic. So you can only play this one with the kids. The rest of them, they can't play. But very cute. Not unpleasant. Some fun ones, quite easy, except for that one. It's a little odd, that one puzzle we got stuck on, we did figure it out, and you would figure it out eventually, but you could get stuck on that one puzzle for quite a while. If it's just one person without other ideas to bang around. A little odd, and one or two actual logic errors. The part about the wrapping of the gifts I mean, maybe I'm being picky, but a little bit of a logic error. The way she said that she only used these things to wrap presents. That doesn't mean that someone else didn't use those, but anyway, enjoyable how there were multiple parts of the different puzzles. Okay, well, I think it was good we played this. It was fun to play something easy, simple, straightforward, sweet. and fun to play something that matched Christmas. So it was just a little bit of time a way for you and I to pass the time together without too much stress. 3 hours in, that's fine, that's appropriate. So we can just wind down, spend a couple minutes together. Maybe I'll bring out one of these Black Stories and we'll see how this plays on camera, see how this works. Anna says, this was a nice way to spend some wholesome time, me time after a hectic season. Okay, I agree. I think this was a nice way to spend a little bit of Christmas time. All right, well, I'd like to hear more projects that you guys are working on. Who is still with us? If you're still on the channel. I mean, YouTube says 17 viewers, but I suspect that most people are just using this channel as a way to have something on in the background to give you a little bit of comfort. There's someone else out in the world. Something's going on. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. So let me explain how Black Stories works while you guys are filling me in on what you're up to. So Black Stories is, as Jonathan asked in the beginning, very similar to Crack the Case. Actually, should I go in here? Does anyone else want to say anything else about this game? Normally we would spend a bunch of time talking about the game we just played, but it doesn't feel like there's that much to talk about. It was a sweet, family-friendly, clearly made for Christmas special box. So I don't know that there's anything more that we need to say about it. All right, now we're going to play a game that's interactive. I'm not going to be playing this. I'm just going to be your host. And the channel is going to be trying to guess this. But do we still have people in the channel who are awake and want to play, want to hang around for a couple minutes? Jonathan Warner says it had good thematic art. Let me read this to myself. Ugh, this could take hours for you to get. That's too hard. That is too hard. Let's see if there's an easier one. Nope. Some of them are better than others. Well, let me explain how Black Stories and Crack the Case work. They're all little tales. On the front, you get a tiny little mystery. And the object is to explain the totality of the mystery. It's not like a question to answer. You just have to explain what's going on. And the front just describes a very ambiguous situation. Okay, we'll do this one. People may already know this one, but we'll see. Okay, Jonathan says, I'm 90% sure there is a Santa Claus Crack the Case, but I don't remember the difficulty, and I probably have to excuse myself from play. Well, here's this is one that's appropriate for this season. Okay, so here you go. Here's the case. A slow death. A man with no health problems died one day in broad daylight. Okay, that's all you get as the audience. Let's see, what's the right way to do it? Like this. Okay, so there's your scenario. You have to guess the explanation. You have to guess the full story behind it. And you figure it out by asking yes or no questions. So Antina says, is it a real man? No. The only problem is the YouTube delays, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So you can just blurt out questions whenever you have them. You can try to guess whenever you can guess. When someone guesses it, it's a snowman. Okay, so that's the answer. It was a snowman that melted in the spring sun. Okay, so you can see how this works. You ask yes or no questions. You try to figure out. Okay, that was an easy one. Now let me see if I can find you a harder one. All right, let's try this one. Nearly all the people who enjoyed a 4-course dinner at a nearby restaurant found themselves vomiting later that evening. All right, you have to try to solve this answering yes or no questions. So you go ahead. Whenever you want, you can come up with questions, post them. Unfortunately, the delay makes it a little harder, but it's okay. If you get these easy ones, I'm going to pick out some hard ones for you. So you just shout out yes or no questions whenever you've got them. Was it poisoning? No. Undercooked turkey? No. Was it about the food? When I play this game with my friend, they all get mad at me because sometimes the answer to a question is rephrase or unclear or unknown. So I'm going to say rephrase that or unclear. Did they vomit on purpose? No. Too many holiday treats? No. Did they all overeat? No. Are they on a cruise ship? Yes. Feels like Jonathan may have played this before. There you go. Yeah, I think that's basically the answer. Okay, here's the answer. The group of people was on a ship. Shortly after dinner, the water became turbulent as the ship rocked back and forth. Many of the guests were unable to hold their dinner. Okay, I'm going to give you a hard one then. Okay, here you go. A woman lost $1 million because of her knee. There you go. See if you can figure this one out with yes or no questions. A woman lost $1 million because of her knee. Is it insurance? No. One of the things I love about this game is I really find it fascinating. It's almost like it teaches you. It's so hard to keep your brain from trying to come up with solutions, and it's hard to not get stuck. And Tina says, is it real money? Yes. Jonathan says, was she an athlete? Unknown, irrelevant. Anna Garcia says, is she a performer? Unknown or irrelevant. So It's fascinating to watch your brain get stuck on things. And even when they're easy, frequently people get stuck on something and have a hard time getting off it. And I find it particularly fascinating to try to convince your mind to come up with questions that will help narrow down possibilities. Your brain constantly wants to guess, come up with solutions, when really the strategy should be, how do you ask questions to reduce the possibilities? And Tina says, was the money hers to begin with? No. And Tina is doing good, asking questions to help rule out possibilities. DJ Moneycut says, is it about a lottery ticket? Yes, there's a lottery ticket involved. And Tina says, did she lose the ticket? Sort of. And Tina, was she able to get the ticket? Yes. Jonathan says, was she normally part of a group that goes in together for a ticket? No. And Tina says, was she able to redeem the ticket? No. And Tina says, was it because of the knee? Yes, it was because of the knee that she wasn't able to redeem the ticket. DJ Moneycut says, did she drop it? No. Where's my thing? I need to have a... And Tina says she wasn't able to go and redeem it. Correct. And Tina's question, the answer is yes. Jonathan says, is the ticket still in one piece? Yes. So I guess the answer to Antina's question, she wasn't able to walk to go and redeem it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's not the full answer to the story, though. I have to clarify that question maybe a little bit better. And Tina says the date that was eligible had passed. Yes, that's true, Antina. Jonathan, was she aware she had the winning ticket? Yes. Is she alive? Yes. Sometimes it's helpful in this game to sort of recap what you know so far. DJ Moneycut says, was she in a coma? No. Jonathan Warner says, did the ticket get stuck in the cast on her leg? That's a good guess, but no. And Tina could sum up what she's figured out so far, since she's come pretty close to some of it. And Tina says she was going to redeem the ticket, but fell down and couldn't walk well, and the time that she had redeemed it had passed. No, that's not entirely right. This would be one of these times it would be nice to be able to turn on some music in the background. Maybe I need to work on that. A little button that I could play some background music. Where's my thing here? Bring up the questions as they come in. Anna says, did she lose the ticket in a bet to do with her knee? No. Was her leg amputated, says DJ Moneycut? No. Jonathan Warner says, did she have to spend time in the hospital? No. Or not relevant. In real life, if we were playing this all sitting around a living room, this would be when people start cursing and start getting angry. No one likes it when they're given an ambivalent answer. Does it have to do with her memory? Asks Santina. No. And Tina asks, was it an accident? Nope, no accidents involved. I've noticed sometimes if I watch one of the videos and I watch myself reading, it looks like my eyes get crossed because of, I guess, the direction I'm reading. And Anna Garcia says, has her knee been harmed in some way? I guess you could say yes to that. And Tina says, mob boss, building off Anna's question. No mob boss was involved. Is it related to her clothing? No. This will be the last case. When we finish this case, we'll end the stream for the evening, but I'm happy to stay here for as long as it takes to figure this one out. I've talked before about how this is really one of my favorite little party games. Is it related to her clothing? No. If I forgot to answer that, no. I do love that everyone can sit around at a party in a room and just relax and play this game for hours without in their own seats while you're having a beer or whatever. You don't even need the cards if you can remember these. And Tina asks, did she do it on purpose, the knee problem? No. No or irrelevant? Unknown, irrelevant? Did someone else do it? Unknown and irrelevant. Was her knee broken, requiring medical care, hospital stay, etc.? No, or irrelevant. And Tina says, but it wasn't an accident. I can't confirm that. It's unknown and irrelevant whether it was an accident. This is where I start. In real life, I will be yelled at by Rebecca for like saying something that isn't true, that contradicting myself, whatever, and then I have to argue that I didn't. Jonathan says, did the medical bill to fix the knee cost $1 million? No. Did the ticket blow away? No. And Tina says, before when I asked, you said it was an accident. Okay, well, if I said that, I didn't mean to. It's unknown and irrelevant whether it was an accident. If we're talking about her knee, was her knee an accident? That's unknown and irrelevant. DJ Moneycut asked, did she give the ticket to someone? No. The ticket was hers. Yes. Down to 15 viewers on YouTube. And Garcia says, the knee was harmed but not broken. Did she knee someone else? No. Was the ticket worth $1 million? Yes. Did she bump into something with her knee? No. Or irrelevant. Down to 14 viewers. Anna Garcia says, ugh. Well, this is how the game works. This is what happens in the game. It gets frustrating. DJ Monica says, I'm watching on 2 devices. That may be inflating your viewers. Jonathan says, she lost $1 million because she failed to redeem the ticket. Yes. The ticket was only for people that have perfect knees. No. That would be a strange lottery ticket, huh? A bird flew in the window and stole a relic worth $1 million. That's a reference to our Dear Holmes play-by-mail case that we're playing on Sundays. No is the answer to that question. She failed to redeem the ticket because she couldn't walk well. No, that is not correct. Did she drop the ticket? No. We already said that. No, that's not true. Anna Garcia says, could she walk at all? Yes. Sometimes the questioners think they have asked something because that's sort of how they interpret it, but they really didn't. Was the ticket stolen? No. Did she go on a trip? You need to rephrase that. And Tina says, does it have something to do about her identity? No. Did she go on a honeymoon? Unknown and irrelevant. Back up to 15 viewers. Did someone else harm her knee in some way? Unknown and irrelevant. Jonathan Warner says, was she stuck somewhere unusual? You could maybe say that. Is she Nancy Kerrigan? No. Nancy Kerrigan was a figure skater that got her kneecap smashed by a rival skater, hired someone to smash her rival's kneecap so Tanya Harding could win a skating competition. Very famous news story from several decades ago. Back up to 16 viewers. Jonathan Warner says, did the event with her knee happen on the way to redeem the ticket? You need to rephrase that or clarify. And Tina, was she physically stuck? You need to rephrase that or clarify that question. This is when people start yelling at me in real life. They don't like when they're forced to rephrase. I forget what the Black Stories has no guidance. The Crack the Case has a little sheet which suggests to you things you can say. Jonathan Warner says, did she trip and fall down a well? No, she did not. If you like to see more of these holiday late night streams, you could give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. If you hate this, give it a thumbs down. It's not going to do me any harm. Did she go camping? No. Up to 16 viewers. I guess when a stream is live, especially if it's late at night and there aren't that many people watching, people who come on YouTube might be like, what's going on? Why is something live? Anna says, does her losing the ticket have anything to do with someone else at all? No. Well, I don't know. You have to be a little more... I changed my mind. I'm not going to say the answer is no. I'm going to say I need you to rephrase that, be more specific. And Tina says, she didn't redeem the ticket because she didn't have time. Yes, that's true. Did she get lost? No. Did she lose the ticket? No. Did she lose the ticket? No. So this question is invalid because it's about losing the ticket, but she didn't lose the ticket. She didn't have time because of the knee injury. I need you to rephrase that. Does losing her ticket have to do with someone she met along the way to redeem the ticket? Sort of. Sort of. Does she want to redeem the ticket? Yes. Was this an unusual kind of lottery? No, I don't think so. Down to 14 viewers. Was she in jail? Good question. No. Did she fall in love on the way to redeem the ticket? No. Dang it, Jesse. Does her losing the ticket have to do with someone she was with? Okay, that's an invalid question. We've entered the stage of the game where people start getting angry and coming up with insane theories. Is she, and here we go on cue. Is she a Siamese twin? Unknown and irrelevant. Did the person she met have something to do with the knee injury? If I'm understanding your question, no. I'm looking at some of my other views here. Let me see what I've got here. What is this view? Nothing. What's this view? What other views do I have? What's that view? Nothing. Did the person she have something to do with the knee injury? And if you don't, did she kneel down for some reason? No. I'm going to make a note to myself to cook up a little button to place the music. Does the person she met have to do with the ticket? No. Was there something strange about her knee? Yes. Is it too much to ask you to recap what we know? You should recap, and I'll tell you if you're right. I consider that at this point, when you play for a long time, I'm willing to recap what you know or confirm a recap. I do think it's useful to recap. Was she trying to redeem the ticket on the final eligible day? Yes. She couldn't pass through airport security. Yes. I think you've almost got it. With the knee beeping. Yes. All right, you want to sum it up now? Put together Jonathan and Tina's theories, put them all together. When you combine them, I think you've got it. And Tina, Jonathan was helping out too. Okay, so put together your final theory. I think you've got it. Someone summarize. Summarize what you think your final theory is, and then I'll flip it over for you to read. She missed her plane because her metal knee implant set off security. Yes. All right, let's flip it over for you. I think you guys basically got it. Let's see what the official story is. The woman needed to get to New York to redeem her winning lottery ticket. Nearly a year ago, she bought the ticket as she was departing from New York. She misplaced the ticket when she got home to San Francisco, didn't realize it was a winner until she found it again only a day before it was set to expire. However, when she attempted to fly back to New York, she had trouble passing through security. The woman had a metal kneecap, which set off the metal detector. This led to a thorough investigation of the woman and her belongings, which caused her to miss her flight. So there you go. So this is common that it's got some details that aren't important that you reconstruct, but you basically had to reconstruct that she had a lottery ticket. It was the last day to redeem it, and that she got stuck in airport security because of her metal kneecap. All right. So what you had a chance, you played some easy ones, but then you got a hard one, which is a much better reflection of the game. Before we sign off here and say goodnight, what did you guys think of? You've played that before, but what did you think of it in general? Even when it gets frustrating, it's pretty cool. And Tina says, that was fun. It's fascinating to see both sides of it. And sometimes, this one was a hard one. I knew this was going to be a hard one for you. Sometimes it seems easy and people just can't latch on to it. Other times it's clearly difficult. John says, I enjoy that type of game quite a bit. All right, well, it was fun spending a little bit of Christmas with you guys. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that we got to play this little bit of interactive game. I'm happy to do more of this every once in a while. I'm perfectly happy to be behind the camera here, in front of the camera, running the game and letting you guys try to figure things out. I'll see some of you tomorrow for our continuation of The Hidden Listener. And some of you I won't see until Sunday for our next play-by-mail game. And if anyone is interested in participating in the design of the Detective New York City Noir narrative mystery game I'm working on, watch the live stream, my last live stream developer diary on it, and then stop by the Discord. We'll find something you could help out on, art or writing cases. A pleasure as always. I'll see you next time.